Hey everybody, welcome back. So we've got a pretty big video for here today. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the intro. I will say to the 10 people that watched my last video, I did promise you something at the end of that video that this video was going to be about, and unfortunately I cannot fulfill that promise because that Nintendo 64 died. Absolutely died. Had an internal HDMI mod and the whole thing just quit working on me. So the eBay seller was great. He took it back, but that allowed me then to buy a different N64 from a pawn shop, and I bought something that's going to be the topic of today's video, the Retrotink 5X. Now, I am going to record most of this video using my capture card, but I need to say this caveat. If you are deciding about the Retrotink 5X and what it's going to look like on your TV, you need to watch this video on your television that you're planning on playing the game on, okay? I'm using my capture card. I'm going to capture it in 4K, but you need to make sure you're watching this video in 4K on the TV that you're thinking about purchasing the N64 or the Retrotink 4, because that will give you the best idea of what it's going to actually look at. The other caveat I will say is that even though I have this in 4K, it does slightly modify the image. I have recorded a demo video that I've been kind of playing with to see what it looks like on my TV. And I will say that when you're watching this on YouTube, it will look slightly brighter than it does in real life. So there will be some times when I actually hold my GoPro up to the TV here to try and show you what it is that I'm looking at, okay? So if there's a couple things about the image quality that you have questions about, just send me an email or put a comment in here, and I will gladly demo any other games or any other settings or whatever else you'd like on the Retrotink 5X. So enough of that, let's get right into it. Hey, guess what? By clicking on this video, you've leveled up, you've unlocked nostalgia.
It's me!
Some bald guy. Or something. If you are watching this on your television, like I said you should be, make sure you click your OK button here. You go up and you go over to your settings here. Make sure your settings are set to the highest possible quality that you can, okay? This is 1080p 60, but the video that you're gonna be watching right now should be in 4K, so make sure you select 4K. Cool? All right, let's roll. So I guess I should maybe show off what the Retrotink 5X actually is before we get into the video. So this is the actual box itself. It has a menu button, an options button, and an input button on the actual unit. For inputs, it has component, red, blue, and green. It also has S-Video, which is what I'm using for the Nintendo 64. And then it has your red and white audio inputs. That is your HDMI out, and that is a micro USB power supply, okay? I do have the S-Video cord. That's what I'm using, that I also ordered from Retrotink. This is the remote control for the Retrotink 5X Pro. It has a menu button, an input button. It has a standard menu wheel here, as well as your select button in the middle, a back button, a post proc. I don't know what that means, but that's where you do your filters, a scaler, and then an H sampler button. I'm not going to go crazy on the remote, but I will show you some of the input. I'm sorry, not the input, but I'll show you some of the functionality on the TV. All right, let's go. Okay, so we are starting off here with Mario 64. The Retrotink is turned on, but it is not doing any sort of post-processing. So there's no scan lines in here, okay? I want you to take special notice of Mario's face. You can see the jagged edges on him, the jagged outlines. And again, if you're watching this on a larger TV, it will be very noticeable. If you're watching this on your phone, or if you're watching this on a smaller TV, this may look perfect for you. And I have noticed that when I'm looking at this on my computer, I don't see the jagged lines. I don't see the rough edges. It looks pretty darn good. So if you're happy with this look right here, then the Retrotink, just turning it on, is exactly what you need to do. We're going to launch into a menu here. We're going to go into the game. This is where it becomes, for me at least, very noticeable. If you look at Mario, you can see he's got a lot of jagged edges on him. His eyeballs are very much, they're hard to see. They're just blue dots. If you look up at the castle, you can see a lot of jagged edges. You can see Princess Peach is really hard to see. The trees have jagged edges. There's like a butterfly to the left over here that is just basically a dot. And then looking here at Mario, you can really see how jagged these edges are. I'm going to load up the profile that I usually use on here. And then we are going to see what it looks like. So if I go to load profile, I have one set for Nintendo 64. right there. And you'll notice right away that Mario's jagged edges are gone. And what you're replaced with is scan lines. This is what a CRT looks like. Now, if you get real close to your TV and YouTube's compression doesn't totally screw this up, you should be able to see the scan lines in here. But you should notice also immediately looking up at Peach on the castle there, she is a lot smoother. She doesn't look nearly as garbled. Now look at Mario in his eyes. The scan lines do a wonderful job of smoothing out the edges and kind of tricking your eyes into seeing things differently. So when we look at Mario and when we look at this to me is what Nintendo 64 looks like in my memory. Now what I'm using for this is called Consumer 1 on the post-processing, and I've also changed the mask to Shadow 2. There are so many different things you can do in here. In the Retrotink, you can set scan lines to basically any TV that you could ever remember. So I have Consumer 1, but let's just go through these really quick. So again, scan lines are off. Let's take a look at this. We'll just go back. We'll look at Mario. Scan lines are off. I'm just going to keep him kind of inching forward as we go through the different scan lines. This one is called Slot Mask. It's pretty aggressive. It does kind of make the image a little blurry for my taste. The next one is called A Grill 1, and I haven't gone in and messed with the settings on this one. This one is kind of a runner-up for me, A Grill, but again, it's still pretty boxy. But I think if I change some of the settings in there, it'll look a little better. This is BVM. This one's very muddied for me. It darkens the screen quite a bit. It's not my favorite. This is PVM 600. Not a bad one, but again, very, very aggressive. It's very scanliney. Like, this looks like an old TV to me. FV310. I mean, you can make your decisions on whether you like this one or not. And Consumer 1, with, again, that mask being set to Shadow 1. This one's my favorite. It does kind of do like a honeycomb grid on the TV, so if you do get right up next to the TV, you can really see the honeycomb. And in the next shot, I will go back to my GoPro and show you what I'm talking about here. Hopefully that'll show a little bit better. But the honeycomb pattern on here for the lower resolution games, I think works best. That's just my personal opinion. And then if we go to Consumer 2, it's quite a bit more aggressive on the honeycomb pattern, which to me makes it kind of look like we're looking through a screen on a window, which I'm not a huge fan of. And again, I'm sure you can change these settings, but this is just out of the box. And this is LCD, which is very, very boxy. You can really see the lines on this when you're looking at the TV itself. So we're going to go back to my Consumer 1. And this is where we're going to spend the rest of the video showing off scan lines turned on or scan lines turned off. And again, post-processing, I have Consumer 1, and I have the mask down here set to Shadow 1. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We're going to go to Shadow 2. Because Shadow 2 is a little bit brighter, and I do appreciate the Shadow 2 a little bit more. Cool thing about this Retrotink device is that on the remote, if I go to Save Profile here, I'm going to save this into my Nintendo 64. Now, anytime I turn the Retrotink off, it's going to default to all the basic settings. But as soon as I turn it on and load that profile, every change that I've made is now stuck in there. Now, look how bright this is. Look how vibrant Mario looks. Look how rounded his edges are. He doesn't have any sort of boxy, squared off, jagged edges on him. He looks great. So this, to me, is basically the best that Mario can look. Now, I will say this. Look, if you want perfection, if you want your games to look absolutely perfect, if you want them to look the best they possibly can, you need to play them on the Nintendo Switch, or you need to just emulate them on a PC. That's where you will get the crispest, clearest, most high-resolution image. But if you want the Nintendo 64 to be powering this thing, if you want to look down and see that little box with a little red light on, and if you want it to look like how you remember from your childhood, the Retrotink 5X Pro is how you achieve that. I know there's other ways to achieve this. I know there's a lot more expensive ways to do this, but this for me has been just truly phenomenal. So we're going to cut out of Mario. I'm actually going to show you my GoPro camera right now on Mario. We'll get right next to the TV, and then we'll switch games and play a couple different ones. I really hope this picks up on the GoPro, but if you stand back and see Mario from here. He looks really good with this scanline filter on. Now when you get close, when you get real close, you can see the scan lines. You see them? Now let me grab the remote and turn the scan lines off so that you have an idea of what those are. So post-proc, turn scan lines off, go back, and now look. You see that? You see the difference here? That's Mario with no scan lines, just being upscaled. Now this is upscaled to 1080p. The further back you get, the better it looks. It's very, very much like, if you play it like this, you will forget that it looks boxy, your brain will adjust. But for me, I just don't like that. He's very, very, very jagged. So I turn on my post-processing, go back to my Consumer 2 with my Shadow 2. I think I'm on the wrong one, aren't I? There we go. Voila. And that just looks 10 times better for me. Just my opinion. Okay, so for the next couple minutes of this video, I'm gonna shut up and just start putting the games up on the screen. So we'll do some intros, we'll do a little bit of gameplay from several different games that I personally enjoy. I'll do them with my scan lines turned on, I'll do them with scan lines turned off, so you kind of get an idea. But after this, no more talking until I'm done shooting what we're playing up on the screen here. So here we go.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1. We need your help, Star Fox. And... It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me.
Good luck.
Open the wings. Check your G-diffuser system.
Slippy, get back here! Slippy, watch out! Bogey on your tail!
Whoa! Help me! Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me.
We're entering Corneria City now. This is horrible.
Everybody stay alert! You've got an enemy on your tail! Use the brake! I'll take this one. Get the one behind me. Something's wrong with the G-diffuser. Use the boost to take. I could use some help here, Fox. Oh man, I'm gonna have to back off.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1. We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war. He's invaded the light. It's about time you...
Good luck.
Open the wings. Check your G-diffuser system.
Falco here. I'm fine.
Slippy, get back here! Slippy, watch out! Bogey on your tail!
Whoa! Help me! Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me.
We're entering Corneria City now. This is horrible. Everybody stay alert! You've got an enemy on your tail! Use the brake! I'll take this. Get the one behind me. Something's wrong with the G-diffuser. Use the boost to take. I guess I should be thankful.
Stupid logo. Yeah, that's better. You can get it. Marvelous. go. Yeah, that's better. You can get it. Marvelous.
Midway presents NFL Blitz. Today's matchup, the Denver Broncos versus the New Orleans Saints. And this game is underway. He really nails him. First and 30. Second and long. Elway. This is intercepted.
Seriously, don't ask me what that was. That was terrible.
First and goal. A bullet pass. Touchdown! Takes on the extra point. He goes flying. Denver down by 7. Elway fires. Bingo! With the bone-crushing hit. Second down. Third and short. Elway unleashes. Intercepted. First and 30. Midway presents NFL Blitz. Today's matchup, the Denver Broncos take on the New England Patriots. And this game is underway. Hammered him. First down. Elway. He's at the 30. The 20. First down. Elway. The deflection. Elway. First and 30. First down. First and 30. Is that legal? Second and long. First down.
No. I do want to pop on here with the GoPro and just kind of give you an idea of what we're looking at here again. So this is Blitz, and this is without the scan lines turned on. But you can see how blurry the images are. And then when we actually get to a play, you can see how pixelated the guys are. They're pretty pixelated. So again, I don't know if this is going to pick up if you're watching this on a smaller screen. These may all look wonderful to you, but when you put it up on a 65, 75-inch TV, that's when you start to see the faults and the real pixelization coming through. Now by contrast, we'll kick over to the scan lines here and you'll see the difference. So with the scan lines turned on, you can see that the words are a lot more clear, a lot easier to read. Up close, they do tend to go off a bit of a blurrier look, but the actual pixels on the guys look a lot better. It is still pixelated when you get this close to it, but it is a lot smoother. It's definitely a lot smoother, even noticeable just doing this. So I mean, you can absolutely see that it looks smoother here, and then as you back up, it is dramatically smoother looking. And look, don't judge me. I suck at Blitz. I used to love this game. I have really got to pick it back up to get good at it again, so please leave your hateful comments. Alright, well that's Blitz. Go Elway! Trying to do this one-handed, by the way, is not the easiest. Alright, so leave me comments. What games do you want to see the Retrotink play? Again, the Retrotink 5X Pro, this is exactly what I was looking for because I wanted to play my Nintendo 64 on a 75-inch flat screen TV. I don't want to emulate. I don't want it to look perfect. I want it to look like I remember it from my childhood. And the scan lines on here, the upscaling on here, this is as close as it's going to get from me. It still has all the little imperfections, still has some of the jagged edges, but most of them are filtered out. It just looks nice. It looks nostalgic and it plays so wonderfully. So drop a comment if you have any questions about this. If you want to see any other games, let me know. I have a whole collection here. I've got several more I could play. If you have any other questions or anything about this device, please don't hesitate to reach out. But until next time, keep gaming, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. I could really use everything I could get on this channel. So thanks, guys. Have a great day.